Look at the behavioral menu here. So to add to what we're doing, Acoustic Campaign can essentially enable businesses to track customer actions across various channels. So we can see here we've got email, we've got web form behavior, we've got website behavior, also universal behavior, which we'll talk about a bit later. So for example, on the email behavior, we might want to retarget individuals based on how they interacted with, say, previous email campaigns, which we can do easily. We might want to look at basically choose the behavior and how they clicked on an email, opened an email, for example, and basically the system tables are updated based on those interactions that we are tracking on here. So we could include people who've been sent something specific in the past, opened an email, clicked on a specific link, as you can see. And so if they'd clicked on an offer we've sent them in the past, maybe a sign of intent on their basis or interest in something specific, we can retarget based on that behavior. But if we go back up, I can just click through. I could also look at a website behavior. So again, we could have a situation where, let's have a look here, we could have a custom tracking events in place. And as you can see from the drop down here, there might be a particular interaction that we're tracking. So if I look here, well, we could have, you can see my list here is of various groups of events that I created. You could perhaps have someone's interacted with a video on the site, or it could be potentially anything that's on the social side here. So it could be, say, a Twitter link, for example. People, we might click on an element of the page. So in this case, say one of these custom events. So I'm just going to click a click event here. That will be recorded effectively against their profile. So as a marketer, they'll be able to retarget people who have shown this behavior in the past and have taken this interaction. That could be accessed with the rule builder. In a query engine for the behavioral data is the universal behavior. This is Acoustic's framework, now known as Acoustic Exchange. Acoustic Exchange is basically a framework which allows the marketer to connect various different sources together and potentially components that within the Acoustic platform, or in fact with third parties. So you can see I've got a drop down here. Basically these are connected out of the box in this ecosystem, and there are many different use cases where data is exchanged in real time, and importantly also the segments. So here are a few examples in my environment here. You can see my social parts here. So you can see my tweets here. You can see the mobile app, and you can see locational based areas. So a whole range of connections through the ecosystem. Within the social monitoring platform, I'm capturing people. Let me go back. We're capturing people tweeting, retweeting. You might have your data from your web analytics being a feature here. So that could be potentially from your products such as Acoustic Analytics or Google Analytics or Adobe Analytics. So you'd have all that information flowing basically from those, feeding some of those individual events, such as searching, purchasing, abandonment, and more. So we could also be looking at connecting to Acoustic Mobile SDK if that's installed, and that would enable us to look at all of the potential in-app interactions that we'd be tracking and fed back into the model database here. You can also see I've also got location data as well. I can have that to be brought in as well into the mix. Local geo information, events that are being tracked, and then fed back into our database. Examples would be possibly mobile app installs, push notifications, opens, etc. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the sort of information that would effectively enrich and enable the user, the marketer team in effect, to access all this data based on the rule builder we've got in place here. Allowing them to define really the business rules and leverage and hopefully combine multiple data sources in one place. This rule builder really is the same across the entire platform. So whether you are creating a segment like this, or like I'm doing today, or creating a query, or whether you're building personalization rules in content, for example, you could all be effectively delivering these to your customer. You may be pushing this forward to building and designing your customer journeys, or even defining your scoring models. So again, all through this, the same rule builder is effectively present across the platform and gives you access to all this rich data. So just and basically within the universal behavior, that really does empower you.